The house is nearly full here at Monona Terrace, and why not? An exciting card for Chosen Few Fighting Championships, number 13. Yes, lucky number 13 here tonight on what is really a gorgeous evening outside, even warmer inside as we are getting set for a full night of fights tonight. 9 fights going down. It's going to be me, Chris Garrity, and of course the UFC's Gerald Mearshart on the call tonight for all of the action. GM3, by the way, flying into Dane County Regional Airport as we speak. As I speak right now, we're also taking a look at Pete Lowe. Lowe coming in with a record of 2-1. We saw him in his last fight out as we take a look at the Carbon World Health tail of the tape. That is Pete Lowe. Let's take a look now at Terrian Labelle. Brandishing the American flag, Terrian Labelle entering the cage tonight with a record that it is of 2-0. He is perfect so far in his very young amateur career, fighting out of neutral ground in Stevens Point. As we once again take a look at the Carbon World Health tail of the tape, and a little bit of an edge size-wise for Terrian Labelle, who's got a couple of inches on Pete Lowe. We will say if he is able to use that advantage tonight in the cage.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go with our first bout of the evening, scheduled for 3 rounds. Introducing first the man fighting out of the blue corner. He stands in at 5'6" tall. He weighed in at 132.5 pounds. Undefeated in his amateur career. 2 bouts, 2 victories, 1 submission. Hailing from Stevens Point, Wisconsin, and representing neutral ground, Terrian Labelle. His opponent, this man, fighting out of the red corner. He stands in at 5'5" tall, weighing in at 131.2 pounds. He represents the Chosen Few Gym and hails from Madison, Wisconsin. In 3 amateur bouts, he has 2 victories. 1 of those victories comes by way of knockout, Pete Lowe.
And here we go, Pete Lowe and Terrian Labelle, the first of 9 bouts here this evening from the Monona Terrace. Great crowd, and I got to tell you what, too, our ring announcer, Chris Garrity, an excellent throat tonight. You sound fantastic so far. So as we get the action going here, Lowe and Labelle squaring off. Both looking to square each other up right now, both standing and looking to strike early on in this match. Haven't seen much of an effort to go down to the mat yet so far. Lowe now striking, and a combination there by Lowe. Goes with the knee to the midsection as well. But it is now Labelle trying to push Lowe up against the cage, not where Lowe wants to be. Lowe breaking free, goes back to the jab. He's been able to effectively use combinations and kicks so far. I'm joined now by our ring announcer, Chris Garrity. And Chris, you sound an excellent throat tonight, and glad to have you aboard here. It's hard to call this match by myself.
Good to be here, Rich, and I always love calling the Chosen Few, especially with you. And what I like about this first fight, what I wanted to talk about was this is one of the times we've had a fight where both guys have some experience in the cage. 2 fights for Terrian Labelle and 3 fights for Pete Lowe. So the good thing about these guys is they're not going to be your typical debut-style fighters. They both have been in here before.
Yeah, the amateur card looks pretty good tonight that we're taking a look at. We've had in the past lots of debut fights. We don't see too many of those, although Brody Joseph, who is going to be making a debut tonight, is someone I'm really interested in seeing, and had a chance to talk with him a week ago on the Sports News. And a good combination there by Pete Lowe. Lowe right now looking pretty skilled as a striker. A lot of combinations so far.
Lowe definitely has the advantage on his feet. He's keeping it a great range. Notice every time he throws, it is right at the point of where it's going to do its most damage. He has great footwork. If you see the way he uses his lead leg to drive Terrian around the cage to his left hand. So he's going to stay out of the power hand from Terrian, and he's just doing a lot of damage, especially with that jab and then leading to the cross right.
Yeah, and that right again catching the side of the head of Labelle. He's done that a few times, and then he catches him square in the face, and that's going to open up what looks like a cut on Labelle. Pete Lowe doing good damage with that right hand.
And I love the body shots he's been mixing in a little bit too, because you can already see Labelle's mouth wide open. So those are good things that Pete is going to work on as this fight goes on. Although that Superman punch landed a little bit.
Yeah. Nice job by Labelle, and a lot of action here in the first round. Couple of strikers going at it hard. We'll recap the round. Look ahead to round number 2 next on 57 Sports. Taking a look at the action from round number 1, you see a good right hand there by Pete Lowe. And Lowe, I would think, looking at the first round, got the better of Labelle, did a lot more striking.
I don't like that he gave up on a takedown so quick. He couldn't get it right away, and then as Pete Lowe picked him apart in the rest of the round, I didn't see Labelle go back to the takedown. He's obviously outmanned on his feet, so he's got to get this fight to the ground. He gave up on the takedowns. I'm sure his corner's telling him that right now. Make sure you don't get cornered off in the ring so you can use your power hand and look to use and set up a takedown if you can.
Good point. Yeah, he only tried it once. One time he tried pushing Lowe up against the cage. That was it that we saw as far as any type of wrestling from Labelle. We'll see if that strategy changes here in round number 2. Lowe very comfortable on his feet and obviously wants to be there for the majority of the time.
The other thing I don't like is Labelle is throwing that right kick without setting it up. He just drops his head, throws a kick, and there's nothing else to it. So all Pete Lowe is doing is literally taking a quick side step and then throwing the right hand every time and landing it. So if Labelle wants to land any of those kicks, he has to start setting them up too.
Good right, square to the nose by Lowe once again. And he is really adept at finding the openings here as, again, kind of a half effort there by Labelle to try and engage Lowe in any kind of grappling. It's just not happening right now for him, and he doesn't seem to be trying too hard. Good left there by Labelle.
Well, there's not much he can do. He's outmatched on the feet, and what Lowe is also doing is in head hunting. He's throwing enough body shots, landed a beautiful knee about 30 seconds ago. All that takes a lot out of a fighter, especially the way you can see Labelle is kind of hanging his arms right now. So there's really not much Labelle can do. This is where Labelle needs to win the fight. He needs to stay out of range or completely in and more of a dirty boxing style range. But it looks like Lowe is such the fresher fighter here that I don't know what Labelle's going to do to get Lowe tired or hurt at this point.
Lowe caught a left to the face, but otherwise the face that's taking the damage right now is that of Terrian Labelle. A couple of good rights from Lowe in this round as well. And again, Labelle really struggling to get inside on Pete Lowe.
And Lowe doesn't have to do anything else right now. You know, some people say you should be going in for the kill. Some people say you need a knockout. You need to take him down ground and pound. But he is obliterating Labelle on the feet right now. So I would just keep doing what you're doing. Keep working the body. This is the round where the body will do the most damage. So if he keeps hitting Labelle in the midsection, by the third round, Labelle's going to have nowhere to go, and he should get a knockout or a stoppage if he just keeps Labelle off his feet like this.
Lowe, a good job of blocking another takedown by Labelle. Used a knee to get out of it as well. And now Lowe right back to dancing around and looking fresh here in the second round of this bout. Scheduled for 3, the first of 9 here tonight in Chosen Few Fighting Championships number 13. Headlined, of course, by the Lemminger-Witt fight at the top of the card.
Folks at home, what I want you to look at is the balls of both of their feet. See whose heels are contacting and who's not. When you watch Lowe fight, everything he does is quick. It's on the balls of his feet. He's ready to throw at a moment's notice. Where most things Labelle is doing is completely flat-footed, which means he's going to get caught on his heels a lot of times. He's getting backed up. He can't have any power behind his punches and kicks, and it also means he can't move away from a lot of what Lowe is going to do.
Wow, Lowe tried to get cute on a kick right there and almost paid dearly for it as he was nearly caught Off balance by Labelle. We will see round number 3 here in this one. Labelle and Lowe on 57 Sports. Good action here in the first 2 rounds between Lowe and Labelle. As you see, Lowe with combinations using the knee as well. And then towards the end of the round, maybe he got a little bit cute.
You know, obviously the round is still going to go to Lowe. He's up both 10-9, 10-9 on my cards right now. Labelle's going to need a knockout or a submission to finish this fight. But you're right. The one thing you can't do is get cute. What I will say about it, though, is I don't know what Labelle is going to have left to do to Lowe. So I think you can start getting cute at this point without worrying too much about power, because I haven't seen much out of it out of Labelle yet.
We have not seen it yet. We have not seen this bout go to the mat at all yet either. The first 2 rounds entirely on their feet. Both fighters opting for striking, and Lowe obviously getting the better of it, and a good combination once again by Pete Lowe, and Lowe doing a good job of not getting too excited where he might get caught.
Now, this is the point in the fight where if I'm Lowe, I start throwing some center kicks. He's landed 5 or 6 shots to the head, which means that's all Labelle's going to be thinking about. Start throwing some kicks to the midsection right now. You could drop him with a kidney shot. You could drop him with just bursting him right in the stomach. So these are times where you can tell Labelle's going to be desperate. He's going to leave his midsection open. You can work both up and down pretty easily in the 3rd round here.
Labelle is throwing quite a bit in this round, but a lot of off-balance punches, not doing any damage to Pete Lowe at all, who still looks very fresh here in the 3rd round. Got caught there on the right side of the face, did Lowe, backs him up temporarily, as very aggressive has been Labelle, but he paid for it with a big right.
I'm going to give Labelle some credit here for taking some damage. He's taken a few shots straight to the chin here in all 3 rounds, and he's never even wobbled. We haven't seen his knees buckle at all, so the kid can take some damage. Let's see if he can get a finish here or if he's just going to go down with a unanimous decision.
And you're right. Some of those shots have been flush as a mouthpiece comes out now for Labelle. It's actually Lowe's. Okay. He gets a second to put it back in, and we're back to the action here halfway through the 3rd round.
Rich, this is why I love this sport. That was Labelle that told the referee his opponent's mouthpiece was out. So even though these guys are in there to knock each other out, there's enough respect going on in the cage to stop it and do that.
And finally, our first takedown of the fight, as Labelle maybe in now or never mode, as we're in the final just about minute of the fight, getting on top of Pete Lowe.
And now or never is right, Rich. Labelle did a great thing getting him taken down, but the problem is he's stuck in Lowe's guard, which you can tell is completely active hips. Right now he's looking to move up, grab an armbar. He even had him almost in what they call mission control, where you'll pull the leg over right there. He's looking for the armbar here, Rich, and it's looking like he might have it.
What a job by Lowe. I think he's got that on, and no submission yet. He's holding on to it pretty good, though, right here. And
no panic at all from Labelle. Good job. There is blood right now pouring out of Labelle's face.
Yeah, I was going to say, Lowe is covered in blood. None of it is his own.
Reminds me of the old Sean Sherk, Kenny Florian fight from back in the day, where Kenny Florian lost about 3 quarts of blood onto Sean Sherk, or Sean Sherk lost about 3 quarts of blood onto Kenny Florian and won the fight.
Wow, blood everywhere here in our first match now as Lowe once again with the triangle, trying to get the submission. Labelle not giving up, though. He is hanging in there right now, and he makes it till the end of the fight. Again, like you said, give Labelle credit. He was tough. He was dominated in this fight tonight. Pete Lowe covered in blood, but we expect he will be the winner when you announce it.
I don't know really what else he could have done, but yeah, tremendous credit. He took a beating. He's going to come through with a loss here, but it is going to be a good learning experience for him.
Absolutely. We will get the official decision right after this. This is Chosen Few Fighting Championships number 13, and this is Wisconsin's 57 Sports. Back to check out the action from round number 3.
All right, ladies
again,
and gentlemen,
dominated
before we
by
get
Pete
to an official
Lowe,
decision,
as let's go up to the cage for the decision.
For a great first bout of the evening. All 3 judges have scored this bout the same, 30-27 in favor of your winner. Fighting out of the red corner, Pete Lowe.
Impressive showing
Pete,
tonight
come over here, bud.
by Pete Lowe pitching the
Pete, come
shutout. Let's hear from him
This is
right
camera
now.
here. Fantastic display of striking, and then even in the third round when he was able to take you down, you worked off your back, kept your hips moving, and kept him in trouble with submissions. Did this fight go pretty much the way you trained for it?
You know what? Actually, I was planning to knock him out first round, but man, he's a tough kid. Hey, but first, thank God, my teammates, my coaches, thank you. My family, too, yeah, I heard you.
3-1 now as an amateur, good record. What do you see as your next fight?
You know what? Whatever my coach. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm losing my breath here. Whatever my coach say go, I go. And I'm trying to go pro pretty soon, so, get more wins in here, then go pro.
Well, congratulations for another victory, a dominant victory. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, Pete Lowe.